The question is that the Brahmic religions, all of them are against idol worship. Not only Christianity but also Islam, Judaism. But in Hinduism there is a lot of idol worship. How to reconcile them and whether at all they can be reconciled. So what is the first sutra for tonight? What does it read? Read it aloud, please.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is sent greater than him that sent him.
The servant is not different from the Lord. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him. This establishes one relationship between the center and the expression of the center. What is that relationship? That the one that you are seeing is the servant of the one who has sent him. That this world is not really separate from the Lord, and it is related in the same way as a servant is related to the Lord. Are you getting it? Huh? That it has not just come from somewhere. Jesus is saying that this has been sent by truth itself. What Jesus is saying here is so very in tune with the opening lines of the Kena Upanishad. The Kena Upanishad begins by asking, by whom is the mind sent? What is behind the ears? What is behind the eyes? Jesus is answering it. He is saying the word is a servant sent by the Lord, the Master, God, the truth. Now, if you really are surrendered to the Lord, then an expression of your surrender is that you worship even the servant of the Lord. India has worshipped the creation as very intimate to the Creator. So intimate that they cannot even be differentiated. All that Jesus is saying is, do not worship anybody except the Lord, right? Worship not anybody except the truth. Hinduism has said, all of this comes from the truth. And where do we go to worship the truth? And having realized that all of this is sent by the truth, I will worship all of it without distinction. I will worship the tree, the animal, the river, the stone, the leaf, the dung, the mountain, the air, the water, the hurricane, the man, the woman, the child, the old one. Without exception, India has worshipped everything. Because everything is coming from there. Just as you keep to your heart a letter that has been sent by the beloved, don't you? What do you do with a letter that has been kissed and sent to you by the beloved? What do you do to it? You keep it here, you don't throw it away. Hinduism sees this world, the entire world with all its diversity, as a letter from the beloved. Now the beloved can't be kissed, so the Hindu kisses the stone. The beloved can't be kissed, so the Hindu kisses the river. That is That does not mean that Hinduism believes in many gods. Of course, the truth is not even one, let alone many. The truth is a great void, but it manifests itself variously. And all aspects of the manifestation are divine. They have been worshipped.
But I read that in the Bible it said, do not pray a God, do not make a statue of a God, do not pray, do not bound.
Now pay attention. If you make a particular statue, then it is idol worship. But what if you say that all statues are statues of God? Would you still call it idol worship?
I think the Bible doesn't speak about that.
When the Bible says don't worship idols, it is assuming that you will make one particular statue. But what if you say that all forms, a statue is a form, what if you say that all forms are the forms of the formless? If you worship one particular form, of course, you are just taking one idol and sticking to it. And that is false. But what if all forms, form itself, the universe itself, reminds you of that? What would be the quality of that mind that looks at the river and is reminded of the great void? What would be the quality of that mind which looks at a child, which looks at a nude woman and is reminded of nothing but the truth? All forms and any form. That is what Hinduism talks about.
So, Bhagwan Ramchandra ji, when he was going towards Sri Lanka, for getting his wife back, Sita ji, I believe he did make a statue of Shiva and he prayed for blessing. Now, like this gentleman says, I believe it's true that Bible comes down very heavily on any kind of idol worship, because the God of Bible, Jehovah, is a jealous God. It's based on that. And Jesus did not contradict that he is a jealous God, he cannot see, and then the wrath will come upon you and you will be cast into hell. If you start doing idolater is in Christianity a no, it's just not there.
If your wife gets attracted to one man, then you can be jealous. But would you be jealous if your wife is attracted to the entire male population of the world?
Something is wrong there.
No, so nothing is wrong there. Now the happening is divine. When you worship one idol, that is called idolatry. Those who have condemned idol worship had not visualized a situation where everything would be idolized. Had they known of this situation, they would have said idol worship is divine. To take one body as divine is idol worship. That is why thinking of Jesus the body as Son of God is idol worship. Now you are taking one body as divine. But when all bodies are divine, that is not idol worship. Now it is something else. It is beyond the realm of mind. Because you are not even putting any conditions. Now you cannot condemn it. Your wife is in a loving relationship with the entire population of the world. How will you condemn it? Her love is universal. No limits, no boundaries. All is lovable. Now you cannot condemn. Now you will not call it idolatry or adultery. No more. Getting attached to certain forms is indeed condemnable. But seeing the divine in every form is another matter. When idol worship is condemned, it is rightly condemned. Because idol worship means giving one form the position of God. Oh, this is God. Idol worship means this woman is so important to me. She is the idol. Idol worship means a man, a woman, a thought, a concept. Something has become very important to me, so important that I am worshipping it. Now this is heresy. Instead of worshipping the one God, you are worshipping something limited. Instead of worshipping the limitless, you are worshipping the limited, which would cause suffering to you. So, rightly, idol worship is condemned. But when everything is worth worshipping, then you can no more call it idol worship.
That makes perfect sense. Good sense, at least.
Are we itself idol worship?
Worshipping ourselves?
I mean, if we place the ego, the limited, as the God.
Okay, now, what does it mean to worship everything given that what is outside is the inside, right? We have repeatedly said that the external is the internal. And now we are saying everything carries the imprint of the divine. So Hindus have worshipped everything. Does that mean that the Hindus have worshipped ego? Please understand. When you are talking of everything, what does it mean to see the presence of the divine in everything? Remember, the external is the internal. It means that even when you are looking at multiple things, yet you are centered in nothing. You might be looking at diversity, yet there is no diversity here. Diversity means parts. You might be looking at many things, yet there are not many things here. There is just nothing here, no parts, no presence. Pure emptiness. When there is pure emptiness here, then whatever is visible outside is also empty. That is what is meant by seeing the divine in everything. When there is Shiva here, then there is Shiva in that pole as well. But when there is ego here, then there is ego even in a pole. To see God everywhere, there must be first of all God in the heart. When God is in the heart, then your eyes open only to see God everywhere. And when God is not in the heart, remember, you cannot see God anywhere. Then you will not see God even in the prophet of God, even in the Son of God, the messenger of God. So if someone says, no, I do not see godliness anywhere, but that fellow, that special one is the messenger of God, then he is lying. If you cannot see godliness anywhere, how did you see it in one particular form? Those who will see godliness unconditionally. And those who will not see it anywhere. Even if the very Son of God is standing in front of them, they will not see godliness. When you are not seeing godliness in the bird, in the puppy, in the stone, in the air and water, how will you see godliness in the face of Christ? Because you are the seer. When the center is godly, then everything around you is godly. And when the center